Hey guys, so last time we took a trip down memory lane and looked at my old planners. Today we're gonna take a trip down a different memory lane. I mainly wanted to do this and speak about my past experience with guys and why I guess I haven't really been able to get myself into a relationship. I don't know, I wanted to do this video for a while, but I just couldn't really figure out how to put it into words. So, here we go. The first time I actually, had a boyfriend, it was back in year 5. Now, year 5, obviously, I was about 10, just getting ready to go up into the top part of primary school. I was going to be one of the oldest in school, and I was excited. This guy in the year above, he asked me out. This was while we were doing prep work for the year 6 end of year production, which at the time was The Lion King. Now, me being me, because I wanted to have a boyfriend in primary school, I said yes. And it started off fine. I mean, break rolled around and we were doing the usual things that couples do. You know, walk around, hold hands, that kind of thing. When you're in primary, you're kind of a bit more, I don't know, you're a bit more conservative, I guess, than when you get up to secondary school. But then this guy turned around to me and he was like, "Are you doing anything on Saturday?" And I was just like, "No, I'm not. Why?" He was just like, "I'm gonna come round your house, pick you up." He actually said this. "I'm gonna come round your house, pick you up. You're going to be wearing nothing but like a long coat. And I'm gonna pick you up on my bike. We're gonna go back to mine. And we're gonna do it in the garden." And at the time, like I say, I was 10 years old. This guy, he was 11. He was older than me. And I was just there like, what? Are you, is this a joke? Are you kidding me? I didn't know what to do. I kind of panicked. And I think the first question I asked was, wouldn't we have to use a condom though? Because we'd had sex education recently. Yeah, at my primary school they were very forward with getting that in the last 2 years of your education at the school. He was just like, "No, we're not going to use a condom." So then I went off and I spoke to my friend at the time, and I said to her, "Look, what do I do?" And she was literally just like, "Just break up with him, seriously. Don't do it." And I was just like, okay. So then I broke up with him that day. I think that I don't really want to class it as a relationship, dare I say it, because it was only 3 hours long and I don't think it was a mutual like between us both. So I don't really class it as a relationship. You can't be in a relationship with someone if you don't share the same feelings as they do, because otherwise it's just one-sided and it's not good for any of you. So fast forward a few years and we're in 2014. Now at this time, when we get to this part, 2014, I was 14 years old at the time, and this was when I just started doing my DOV. I'd been working with a different squadron because I'd done it with cadets. I was working with a different squadron, and me and this guy, we'd started talking. We were joking around. We had a lot of banter. I mean, occasionally he would make some suggestive comments, but I was just like, okay, this seems to be just the way he is. I didn't think much of it. And not to mention the fact that he would constantly talk about this other guy liking me, and I was just like, no, please stop. I don't like this other guy back. All he cares about is dinosaurs. For those of you who see this video and know who I'm on about, yeah. You'll probably be able to figure out who I'm talking about. And then on the 27th of May 2014, this guy who I'd been talking to sent me a message saying, will you go out with me? And then he was like, why are you ignoring me? It's a simple yes or no. And the reason why I ignored him was because I didn't know what to do at that point. Like, I froze up, okay? Honestly, I panicked. I did not know how to go about it. And dare I say, I could have handled it a lot better, but I panicked because it was the first time in a long time that anyone had actually shown any interest towards me, and I didn't know what to do. I just panicked, so I ended up blocking him on Facebook, as a matter of fact, because I panicked so much. And I was just there like, I had to block him. I had to block his friend. Honestly, I really panicked. I couldn't deal with it at all. Yeah. I panicked, and I got told that this guy who had asked me out, he actually ended up kicking his bathtub because of the way I'd rejected him, which it's not the best thing that I want to hear. That just made me feel kind of worse. That just made me feel like I was the bad guy. And yeah, I probably was for the way I handled it, and I could have handled it so much better than I did. But at the time, what I did, I felt was the right thing to do, because I just shut off my emotions. I did not want to deal with it at all. So then he'd added me on my other account. He'd gotten one of his friends to add me on my other account. He'd gotten one of my teammates to try and talk to me, one of my DOE teammates to try and talk to me about what had happened. And because I was in a team with 3 other girls and a guy, and it was me as well. So 3 girls, 1 guy, and myself. And I was talking to the girls about it, and I was just like, right, I really don't know what to do. And the girls were just like, right, just try and figure something out, okay? We don't want to see you like this. I didn't want to see me like that either, because I was working with this other squadron, and I had to see him. And yeah, I just didn't know what to do at the time, and I could have handled it so much better than I did. But the past is in the past, to quote Frozen. And what's happened has happened. I'm not proud of what I did, the way I handled it. I'm definitely not proud of the way I handled it. But it happened. And then more recently, there's this whole, considering I'm 18 in less than a year, part of me does want a boyfriend, definitely. Part of me does. And I did get asked out recently. Now, this was on the school emails I got asked out. This guy sent me a message via the school emails and asked me out. And not many people know who it is. Only a few people who I actually trust. Because he said he didn't want it getting out. And it hasn't, thankfully. But the thing is, I couldn't date this guy because in a position of authority as I am, I don't want to have to be undermining my authority by dating someone who's younger than me, who's basically my student. I don't want to have to do that. I don't want it to be a thing where I can't date anyone younger than me. That's not the case at all. But the thing is, part of me wants a boyfriend. No word of a lie. But the part of me that wants a boyfriend wants a specific type of boyfriend. And that guy the guy who asked me out just didn't fit into that type. I had to get one of my friends to actually draft out the reply to the guy who asked me out, because I'm normally the rejector. No, sorry. I'm normally the rejectee. I'm not the rejector. I don't reject people because from past experience, I know how sucky rejection can be. Okay. I've been rejected more times than I can count. So I'm terrible with trying to reject people in a good way. So I had to get someone to actually write out the rejection for me, so I wouldn't mess it up. And then I spoke to a couple of people about it, and they said, look, you've done the right thing, don't worry. Because genuinely, I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to have to hurt anyone. I am not. As much as I feel like I can be at times, I am not a bitch. I try not to be as much as possible. And like I say, I know how sucky rejection can be. I've been rejected so many times. It's unreal. And part of me, coming back to it, part of me does want a boyfriend. Definitely. I'd love to just have some sort of relationship before I leave education, before I potentially go off into the RAF. But I also need to focus on my A-levels right now. And I know that because boys are distracting enough. Whether you've got a boyfriend or not, boys are distracting enough when it comes to education. Like the amount of times I've spent scrolling through photos of Dylan O'Brien on Tumblr when I should have been doing homework. is unreal. But I just want to I just want something before I finish up. Okay, that was a tough one to do. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm sorry it was a lot more somber and serious than my other videos have been, where I've been so upbeat and happy, but I just wanted to do this video to get these stories out in the open and say what I've been through and why I'd probably be shit at a relationship. But yeah, I just wanted to say rejection is something that can happen. I'm not gonna lie. I've been through it, so many other people have been through it. It happens. The one thing you've got to do though with rejection is you've just gotta say, okay, right, I understand, and then try and work around it. Because honestly, the people who've rejected me, I do see where they've come from, and I see that yes, I may not be their type. I understand that, and I'm working around it. Because I still want to be friends with those people no matter what. And that's the best thing to do. You just gotta work around it. Try and forget whatever it is you feel for them. Just try and get over them, no matter what. Thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully the next time I do a video it will be a lot less sad. I will be a lot less sad. Yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.